The days are short, the temperatures are low, the trees are bare. But as we all settle in for a long winter's nap, an increasing number of fields will feature a lush green that will last until springtime and for a multitude of benefits.
Our most important resource is our soil. We grow our food. We want to keep it where it's at. We want to keep it out of the bay. We want to keep our nutrients where they are.
For growers, one of the most effective ways to do all of that is by engaging in no-till practices and growing cover crops. Now entering its third decade, the Pennsylvania No-Till Alliance continues to educate growers across the Commonwealth about using no-till practices to improve soil quality and increase farm productivity and profitability for future generations. The traditional farming cycle looks something like this. Farmers grow a crop, then harvest a crop, then plow their fields to get ready for the next crop. In no-till farming operations, once a crop is harvested, a new one is planted directly into the field without working the ground. Giving less reps to the plow and more reps to the planter has a plethora of proven benefits.
The no-till builds a soil structure in the soil to allow infiltration of water so that the runoff is not near as much. It holds our soil in place, and in the summer when we're short on rain, it keeps the soil temperatures lower and lowers the evaporation rate. We have microbes in the soil growing and helping us grow our crop. They say there's more activity under the soil than there is above the soil, but we know little about it. And when you till it just once, you're breaking that up. And if you turn it over like the typical moldboard plow like was done years ago, you really have a chance for erosion.
The winter months can feature widespread soil erosion, especially when farmland sits fallow and the ground is not completely frozen. It's something that drove one Lehigh County farmer to eliminate fall tillage from his operation several years ago.
When it rains, like around the farm, I've filled gutters all winter long. Even though the ground was froze, it was washing us out because of the heavy rain.
Whether it's peas or wheat or clover or ryegrass, winter cover crops can eliminate erosion and keep a lot of moisture locked up in the soil. And for dairy farmers, they can provide an immediate feed source as soon as the warm spring days return.
Harvest our rye first, and if everything goes right, that's usually ready by the beginning of May.
Cover crops and no-till practices have also allowed farms of all sizes to become more resourceful with their land management.
We've been able to make our farms more efficient by farming larger areas in a single crop, whereas when you till the soil, you need a narrow strip to maintain your soil in the fields if you're on slopes, contour strips. So we've become more efficient by doing away with contour strips because we don't have the washing and the erosion.
And less erosion has even bigger benefits that extend beyond the local community.
Everything going on down in the Chesapeake Bay to clean the bay up. But if everyone takes care of their own little spot, we don't have anything to worry about at the bay. You know, farmers say, you know, why do I want to do this? Because the Chesapeake Bay is so far away, but they've got to realize there's guys down there farming, making a living off of the bay too, you know, and you wouldn't go spray your neighbor's crops, so why would you want to do this to the guys in the bay?
Even beyond the Chesapeake Bay, more sustainable farming practices have the ability to improve the health of the planet, both on the ground and in the air. About 8% of all greenhouse gas emissions come from agriculture, but building healthy soils has been shrinking that contribution. More cover cropping and less plowing allows us to put and keep carbon in the ground.
It's there. It's been proven that it's better for the soil, better for the environment. They're talking about carbon credits. We haven't delved into that yet, looked at that yet, but we are keeping the carbon in the soil where it wants to be, out of the air.
Despite all of these positives, the growth of no-till and cover crop practices has been gradual. Initially, farmers noticed a yield drag, or a decrease in yields upon transitioning from traditional tillage to a no-till system. But if you wait out the initial yield drag, decades of research and observation indicate that no-till leads to comparable, if not higher yields over time, once soil structure and microbe activity stabilize.
We've learned some of those tricks to do, so when folks want to transition into no-till, we can help them out with at the No-Till Alliance. And yeah, we've received calls and go help folks to do that. And it's so much easier now than it was 10 or 15 years ago.
Whether you are a commercial farmer with thousands of acres of land or just your family's backyard vegetable gardener, look for opportunities to do your part for the environment, the atmosphere, and those still to come.
And other than the topsoil is our greatest resource, and we've got to preserve it. And we should be working to make things better for the next generation, because that's where we need to be. I've got grandkids running around, but whether they'll be farmers or not, I don't know. But I want to leave the place in a better position than it was when I started.
So the next time you see a sea of green against an otherwise barren winter landscape, remember that it isn't a field of weeds or a forgotten crop, but instead something purposefully planted to exist during the coldest part of the year and minimize the effect that weather extremes can have the following growing season. For Weather World, I'm Ben Reppert.